ready to start. Seeing everybody coming in. John H. Kingston III, I see you. Space Facts, I see you. Powell K2. Can't wait to start. What is this, season 3 already? Wow. Just another minute and a half or so. And we can get started. Powell is joining us all the way from Cologne in good old Deutschland. Everybody's coming into the room now. This is great. I'm really excited about this. Just another 45 seconds or so, and maybe we'll start out. Hey everybody, just thought I'd start the show with a little bit of jamming here. Got my TR-909 here. My Basebot, it's not exactly 303, but I have my 303 here as well, just not playing it at the moment. Let's get some snare in there. Do a little bit of toms and maybe a ride. Switch that for the hi-hat. Let's check out these parts. All right, everybody. Let me just shut that down for a second. I just wanted to entertain myself with you guys. Today's show. Well, wait, hold on. Let me stop this for a second. I'm happy to be back, everybody. It's been a short break. It was only 1 week, but I feel like it was forever. It feels like a month. I haven't been with you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. This is a 343 Labs, 343 TV. We are here at 1 o'clock on selected days now. I think we are doing Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. And we are here to bring you, content that you enjoy, content that you ask for. We are a school. We have schools, actual physical schools in New York and in Berlin. We are running classes all the time. Have a look at our website, 343labs.com, and check out the schedule. You'll see that we not only have schools in person, but we also have an online school where we teach quite a lot. Teaching a few classes right now, and I'm sure that pretty soon another class will start with me. But there's always classes starting with all our very talented instructors. So come in, check out our website, and check out what we're going on. So my name is Abe Duque. I'm an instructor here at 343. I was also a DJ and producer for a very long time. I've had a very long career in the music industry, and I really pretty much got, let's say, known for making music with these type of instruments that I started with the 303, the 909, and so on. Today we should talk about acid house. And, you know, it's hard to define acid house. Acid house isn't really there isn't a strict definition for it. If you ask somebody from the UK, they might tell you it's kind of like early rave house from the early 90s or late 80s. If you ask somebody in Chicago, they might tell you it's something like Bam Bam, you know, or if you ask me, I was from New York, which I was making music at that time as well. Well, I always thought the house was done with a TR-909, so I pull out my 909 to make some house beats, and I really have made a lot of tracks with the 303. Let me show you my 303. This is my TB-303. It's black. Yes, it's black. I painted it black a few years ago, many years ago. I was bored with this gray color of the 303, and I went out and painted it black. Just one day, I just took it apart and bought some paint and painted it. And this has been with me all around the world, touring, playing live, doing all sorts of things. Made all my big records with it. The 303 is a machine that Roland came out with in the early 80s. It was meant to replace the bass player in your band. But it kind of failed at that. When it actually came out, it really flopped. Nobody really wanted to buy that in order to replace the bass player in the band. And it was some guys in Chicago from Future who found it in some sort of secondhand store, and brought it into the studio and started to play with it. And man, that thing is amazing. Well, they created a Future sound with it, and what they created with this acid sound. And so when we talk about acid, we're talking about the sounds that come from this 303. Why was it called acid? Well, many theories for that. But one of the reasons for me for thinking about acid is because when you play it, it plays these kind of mesmerizing bass lines that kind of trip you out, if you will. A lot of people are using it today. There's different versions now. Let me do my overhead for a second here. So let me just talk about this guy here. So I prefer to use this Basebot these days. This Basebot for creating acid. It's the same. It's a clone of the original 303. Right now, you saw my 303. But it's a lot simpler to operate. It's a lot easier to program and a lot funner to program. It gets right to the job of programming very easily. And not only that, but it uses MIDI. The original, you'd think it has a MIDI port back over here, right? But the original 303 didn't use MIDI. It uses something called Roland DIN-Sync, which is a proto-MIDI sort of system that existed before MIDI came out. The deal with that was that if you had a 303, you needed to buy a sync box that would convert the MIDI into this Roland DIN sync in order to be able to use it. When I bought my first 303, or this 303, I've only had one original one, early 90s. I bought it, but I didn't have enough money or couldn't find a sync box. And, well, what happened then was, I would just kind of sync it up manually and try to record it in. And I did a few of my first tracks that way, syncing it up manually and recording it in. Anyway, today what we're going to do is we're going to go into trying to, let me put my face in here because you guys are just seeing me talk over this equipment. Give me a second. I think I can put my face in here. Nope, that's my mixer. And I believe this is my face. Yeah. So today we're going to be using these devices. The TR-909, another Roland device, came out around the same era. You know, that the 303 came out. And I have this circuit here that I use to make some parts with. We're going to be recording them, and we're going to be getting it down in Ableton. We're going to start laying all the parts down, and we're going to start a new track. We're going to start a new track. That's the kind of goal for this kind of season 3 for me. I just want to make tracks for you guys. I just want you to watch me make tracks. I want you to see my workflow, see how I'm processing things, and maybe a question or two can come up and we can deal with that. Now, we're not going to be able to finish a track in a session, but I'll get as far as I can today, and then we'll pick it up next week and we'll keep on going. Sort of what we did in the end of the last season. Anyway, let's have a look at the chat and see what's going on. There's a lot of people in there I could see. John Fisher's in there. Let's see. If I don't say your name, please don't be angry at me. Max Wild is there, our fearless leader. Pat Splat is there. Welcome back. Korean Jesus. Thank you, Korean Jesus, for coming. Let's see. Space Fax is here. Pseudopulse is here. Hello from Maine. Hey, hello, Pseudopulse from New York, upstate New York at this point. So let me, somebody from Berlin in here. I saw somebody was in here from Cologne earlier. Welcome everybody. Let's get right to it. Let's see what we got to work with, and let's deal with our DAW in a second. So let's start playing this again. So let me just run down the sounds that I have going on. I have a kick drum, which is going into my mixer here. I have also a little view of my mixer if you guys want to kind of keep track of what's going on here. So I have the kick drum going into my mixer. I have a little bit of a outboard reverb on it that I put in there. If you notice now, it's a little bit dry, but this kind of outboard lexicon reverb that I have makes real, kind of interesting. I'm just exaggerating now to give you the idea of what this is doing. This is all the way, not really going to keep it like that, but just a little bit of that just gives it a little flavor. Okay, so back again to dry, back again to a little flavor with that. And I just like what that's doing right now, so I'm probably gonna record it in with it just like that. Let's see what else I have. So this 909 has a lot of sounds, drum sounds. Most of it is analog. Some of it is our samples, like the cymbals and the hi-hats are samples, but the rim shot, the clap, the toms, high, mid, and low, snare, and the kick drum or the bass drum are all analog. They're actually created analog. Okay, so let me just stop this for a second. I just want to make sure that I get this synced up with my DAW. Just give me a minute here to deal with a little bit of technical stuff. Just moving this over. So I'm just gonna set this up. I think it should be working fine. I'm just gonna start it again. Yeah, my DAW is starting with it. I hope so. No, it's not. Interesting. Maybe I have to put it in external mode. And just when you think everything should be working, we'll figure it out. We'll come up with a workaround for this. Anyway, so just to let you know where we stand now. We have the 909 giving us the drum sounds. We have now, this is where the acid comes from. This is the Basebot, which is the counterpart of this guy here, right? The 303, the actual 303. What it is, it's a one voice synthesizer with capabilities for creating bass. It has two waveforms. You can switch waveforms just back here. There's a little switch between a square wave and a sawtooth wave. And then it has some basic controls for modulation, which are cutoff, resonance. There's an envelope modulation here and decay for that envelope mod, which is fantastic because it gives it a lot of leeway. So let's see what's going on with that. Let me get that acid going on. Oh, and on the 303, I also have a delay. So I'll take it off and I'll put it back on. So the delay helps me kind of enjoy that modulation. Take the bass drum out for a second. So that's the cutoff with the resonance, and then the envelope modulation there, and decay. I also have an accent, which I can play with. So we're going to start with that bass line and record it. At a certain point, though, I'm going to want to add this guy over here. This guy has some of those sounds. That and this sound. And then I also have sounds like this, which we can use, and maybe a sound like this. Just a little sample in there. And that, which maybe could be fun. Let's see if we put the kick drum in. Okay, so I'm still trying to figure out why my sync is not working on my DAW. So I'm gonna restart Ableton while we're doing this. I'm gonna maybe go to answer some questions in a bit. But just gonna restart Ableton and see that if Ableton will just come back to us. So again, I have this, that, and I can come in here with the hi-hat, which should be these parts here. Got too many parts going on. Just want to kind of keep your eye on the ball here. So I have a snare, some toms, which I can take out, and I could replace the hi-hat. I could modulate the hi-hat in really cool ways. I could open that, change the close to like a bigger open close. And then I could change all that all together for a rim that I have here. Oh, that's the rim, sorry. That rim has been there all the time. I like the rim because, I don't know if you've heard this before, with the use of the 909, people are a lot of times modulating pitch on the rim, and it becomes like a nice cool effect that you can record. Okay, cool. So Ableton's just loading up again. And then there's that clap. By the way, let's get that clap in there. That clap is just amazing. That clap there's no substitute for that 909 clap. It's just perfect. A lot of the sounds in the 909 are just perfect. Clap, ride, hats, and toms with snare. I could also modulate the kick drum or change the kick drum. I could change it to be a punchier one, tune it differently. And, well, pretty much have fun with all this and make some music as we have been doing. But today we're going to record all these parts. All right, let me just have a look here at what's going on in my Ableton setup, which should be giving me some sync, but isn't. So it's a little bit of a problem. These technical issues really kind of sour the situation. So I'm going to have to try a rogue move here. I'm going to try to figure out what tempo this guy's in. So this one, I know now the TR-909 is in 123 beats per minute. So I'm going to set Ableton's tempo to 123. And we're going to kind of just do it freestyle and set it up that way. It's because the sync isn't working. It was working earlier, but it's not working now to get that started. It's probably something to do with this circuit. I'm going to restart the circuit, see if the circuit is the culprit here. So let's just get that circuit to start. And hopefully restarting that circuit will get that going again. So let's see. Yeah, so I got the sync back. The way you could tell that the sync is back is that there's a little light happening here. See that blinking light? For some reason that thing wasn't showing before, and now it's back. So that's great. So I could now click this external sync button. So now Ableton should start when I start this 909. So let's get to the let's go to the 909s. I mean to the DAW overhead view here. So I was showing you the external light here, and this is the light. This is where you have to make. This is how you make Ableton actually sync up to external equipment. So when I press play on this drum machine, Ableton starts going. See, it's controlled by the TR-909. So it's a 40-year-old drum machine now controlling this modern DAW. And if you see this little blinking light here, will tell you that it's receiving the tempo. Now, remember, I selected, I went to check what the tempo that this is giving out is, and it said 123. But look at what it actually is giving out. This is a precise meter of what's happening. It's 122.86. Let's see if it drifts. So look, it's drifting all over the place. Look at that. But it's doing that in order to stay together with that 123 that's supposed to be coming out of this drum machine. So that's really funny. So in a lot of older tracks, what you get in the tracks that were made with like drum machines as master clocks, you're going to get a drifting that happens in them. And a lot of times when Ableton users want to warp a track, like an older track, like a maybe 80s track or something, or 90s track, you run into the problem that it doesn't warp correctly. And the reason that it doesn't warp correctly is because you're having this drift happening from the drum machine, and you're never really at an exact BPM. But anyway, we got this sorted. That's really good. Let's look at the chat, see what's going on. Max asks, how did you program the parts on the circuit, Abe? So the circuit has a way of programming. It has it's a really cool little device. You could put it in, right now it's in mixer mode, where I can just like take the mixing out. But I have now these kind of like Ableton styled, not really patterns that I can like choose from for all the parts. It's only 4 parts at one point, but it's so powerful with just that little bit of stuff. And then I can access the synths individually. So let's say if I take this green synth, right? So this synth is playing now. Let me just take away the 909 for a second. And I press this green button here, and I could see the programming here where I could I could hit record and write in the parts, but I could also edit up to 8 parameters on that one synth. So I could just move these knobs and get different sounds on that thing. This thing is pretty awesome. I mean, it's a bit of a toy, but not really, It's super awesome, I think. I could sit all day here and do this, and you're probably going to want to record this stuff in that way. So this thing is super programmable, and it takes batteries, and it even has a little speaker in it. And they have a new version of it that just came out. This is actually the first version that came out. And this thing is one of my favorite little toys, but they can actually give you some workable and usable parts. So what we're going to do is we're going to get ready to record this. Let me have a look at it. But let me have a look at the chat. Maybe somebody wants to know something else. Let's see. Anybody? Onion says from Max, my mind is blown. Okay, Abe, which 909 emulation comes closest to the real thing? That, I one of my favorite drum machines is another Roland drum machine. It's hold on, I'll bring it in here. It's this one over here. It's this. If you can, I don't know if you guys can see this. This is the TR-08 or TR-8 actually. It's not the TR-8. It's the TR-8, and this thing is really fun. It has the 808, 909, 707, 606, all of that stuff in here. The sounds are very close, not perfect though. And the same thing goes for there's a TR-08 and the I think Behringer. I always laugh when I talk about Behringer. Behringer's coming out with a new one. It's a clone of it. Every one that I've heard sounds great. Some of the things are not perfect, like the clap. I have not heard the clap be exactly that clap that you hear. Watch, listen to this clap. So where's this clap? Listen to that. That just is perfection. You don't have to mix that. And the great thing about this 909, being that it's 40 years old, it's still like every sound comes out of it, and you really don't have to touch it. You really don't have to mess with it at all to get it to sound good. The hi-hats, same thing. They're so chunky and they're not brittle and bright. They're just they sit in the mix perfectly. I mean, I could brighten them up if I wanted to, but I still think they sound fine there. I mean, the thing goes for the ride or the toms or the snare. You can play with the snare and change the tuning. You can change what they call snappy. Make it a bit shorter or make it a little more muffled. But anyway, that's the 909. Okay. Let's see. Again, in the chat, let's see. We have Eurorack behind you. Yes, there's a Eurorack behind me. In this season, I'm planning on just recording stuff and having you guys, and just putting them into the DAW and having you guys, watch me do it. And this is my first little setup, but I'm going to keep on expanding setups, and eventually we'll get to some Eurorack stuff. And I have more Eurorack stuff over here to show you guys how to work with gear. But it's not only about gear; it's just really about making tracks, really. And this is my workflow, and I just basically just want to share what I do. Not oh, look, John Selway's here. Hello, John Selway. Welcome, John Selway. Let's see. None of the clones have the clap exactly right. Yes, that's what I was saying. The clap is the one. The one that doesn't, not easily reproducible. You'd think you could just sample it, right? But it's analog, and and it shows. And a lot of 909 sound like not every 909 sounds the same. Well, let's say every 909 is very different from each other. They all are, since they're analog and their components are slightly different, and they're in the degrade and change, the circuitry changes. You get 909s that are sounding a little more aggressive. Some of them have a little more punch to them. Some of them are a little softer. The same thing for the 303. 303 is the same deal there. Okay, so let's keep going here. So I'm just going to start recording now that I got this working. Now that I got my DAW able to record. So let's set up for recording, and let's see what we're going to record first. So I got to record a bunch of parts. So I'm going to arm this for recording, and let's see. We're going to take it from not 1 and 2. We're going to take it from 3 and 4, because if I take it from 1 and 2, then I'll take it from things like my voice. Like, I don't want that to happen. Hold on. Let me take my voice out of the mix here. So I shouldn't be. Yeah, that's good. So now let me just play this, and I'm going to take. All I want to do, okay, the 303 was able to be recorded. I got this new mixer. that I'm working with now, and I'm getting used to all the routing, which is really fun to have such a lot of routing, but can be a little bit overwhelming sometimes. So now I should be clicking in so that I can get that circuit in there. I'm going to record the circuit in first. So I got a channel. It doesn't look like I'm clipping there. I'm going to balance it out a little bit here, the levels, before I start. And I'm going to record. And basically, what I'm doing now is gathering material. What I'm doing is gathering material for my track, and I want to record this and then put this away and just deal with stuff in the DAW. That's going to be the idea here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record this part, but I'm going to modulate it. First, I'm going to record it the main way that I want it. Then I'm going to I'm not going to filter it, but I'm going to modulate it with some of the modulation that's available here on some of these knobs. And I'm just going to get different pieces in there. I'm not going to use all of it. I'm maybe not even going to use a third of it or a quarter of it, but I'm just going to then cherry pick all the good stuff that I might want. But before we start recording, it's about 1:30, and I wanted to just let you know you're watching 343 TV. We are here on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. We're a school, 343 Labs. You can come and take a class with us online or in person in Berlin and in New York. Please visit our website at 343labs.com or 343labs.de for the German website, so that you can check our schedule and come and have a class with us. Because that's, we're here, we're having fun. I love to do these streams. But the thing is, we do have to pay the bills. And the way that we do pay the bills is that we go ahead and get you guys to sign up. So sign up, take a class with us. I promise that the experience will be better even than this stream. Yeah. Anyway, let me say something. Tomorrow is John Selway's show, and I think John's going to have I forget. I do have the screen shot there a little later. I could show you guys. Maybe John could write it in the chat. But he'll be announcing the winner for this week's prize. This week's prize is one pro session. We have pro session classes that we hold from time to time. And tomorrow, John will be announcing the winner for the pro session for this week, our giveaway for the week. So please tune in tomorrow for that. And yeah, that should be a lot of fun. Let's see. So you say Ilya Ivanovich says, Abe, I'm curious about which parameters you'd be tweaking in the arrangement context with this setup. Yeah, we'll get there. Like the arrangement, all this stuff. First things first, right? First things first. We got to just gather our material, and then we can put the equipment away, and then just deal in the DAW. So today, I just want to grab some material and drop it into the DAW, so that next week maybe we could start to organize it better and maybe arrange it as well. So yeah, Heidi Sabertooth is John's guest tomorrow. Heidi Sabertooth. Okay, let's get going. So here we go. Again, remember the 909 is the one actually controlling the time. This is going, and I'm actually changed my mind. I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna record the kick drum in first. And the reason I want to record the kick drum in first is not because it's fine to have it in there or not. But what I really want is I wanna see what type of timing I'm getting in the recording. If I'm what the amount of latency that I'm getting. I got this Apollo 16 now in this new studio that I'm building out, and it's the first time that I'm using it now for this stream. So I'm trying to see what type of latency I'm getting. So I'm going to set the kick drum to be the thing that I record, and I could mute the circuit for now. Okay, it's muted, and I'm going to mute everything else. I just want to get that kick drum, and the kick drum is coming in its own channel anyway, but I'm going to take away those toms as well. And here we go. So just a little bit of latency there that we are dealing with. It's not an amazing amount of latency, but it's significant. Let's see what we have as a input buffer. Let's play with the input buffer and see. So 512 samples, it's kind of high. I mean, that's, I think, the default is going to 512. I'm going to lower that to 256 and see how that might improve our latency there. Because I'll have to either adjust somehow for it manually or figure out what to do. But let's see if I can get it closer to like usable. Here we go. Okay, so it's still a little bit latent, but I mean that'll work in the end of the day. It's not the worst latency I've ever seen, but there is a little bit of time here where, so let's see if we can't do this as is recording, and I'll go to the preferences and see if I can maybe in the MIDI of the sync, I'll just adjust that, see if it changed. I'm gonna go back with the timing here in preferences, and I'm gonna start another one of these. Yeah, it's a lot tighter now. That's good. So adjusting the timing in the preferences. I'll show you what I did again. I went in here and I went into the sync and I changed the sync timing here. I'm going to go to -17 and see what that does. And try it again. Oh, sorry. Got to start it with the 909. Yeah, I don't know. It's still a little, but I'll eat it. I'll deal with it somehow. Okay. All right. So let me look at the chat. Nefertiti Gold seems to be around here somewhere. John says more hardware shenanigans tomorrow. Oh yeah, Heidi writes everything in hardware and tracks it live. Yep, that's good. Are you using hardware instruments in Ableton? If you are, you can tweak the. You know, I need better glasses because this monitor is so far away I can't read everything. All right. Anyway, let's keep that. So I'm just gonna keep that right now, and that's gonna be my bass drum. You know, when you record in Ableton, you want to keep yourself organized. So as soon as you record something, you want to maybe write down what it is, just to keep you sane. So that's my bass drum. Gonna keep it on the side there, and then I'm gonna go to the next part. So the next part is gonna be this guy here, the circuit with that kind of synth line. So Command T, give me another track here, and it's still set up to record from the 909. So I'm gonna take that off here on my Magic routing. Now it shouldn't record from the 909, but it is. Oh, because I got to pick the right channel. I'll do 3 and 4, and then I'm gonna turn on my circuit and route it to the right place on the circuit. And now that's happening. So I'm gonna just start recording, and now that it's recording, you know, I could take my time and kind of play around with this and figure out what I'm going to do. Remember, I'm not going to use any of this, or you know, I don't have to use any of this as you know, as I record it. I could chop it up and pick and choose. Like, see, I was not going to use that. Whatever happened there, that wasn't cool. Let's try that. That's cool. Sometimes I like to get two hands involved. So let's see if I can get two hands involved. Create a sort of a build up with it, a faux build up. What do these other ones do? problem with the circuit is that these things are random and they're not really labeled, so you really don't know what you're tweaking unless you program them yourself. And I did, but it's been a while. So I like to take a good amount of time recording. I don't want to have to pull this thing back out again and then not, because I missed something. So now I always like to end my takes kind of right back where I first started the take, with this kind of shorter version. That's how I started, because then if I looped it, it'll actually work, looping it that way. So that's that one. Let's call that, I don't know what we're gonna call that. C chords. C for circuit chords. Yeah, Joe Fisher says he is a mono station, and those things are amazing. Yeah, I want a mono station so bad. Novation, if you see me. All right, so I have that. I'm kind of playing one on top of the other. Let me see if I could just stop playback on this one for now, and I should be able to play out of my DAW. Hold on. Maybe I go here. So this is my DAW. That's cool. All right, that's okay. And let's see, without the 909 from here, I'm going to see if I play the 909 coming from there. Okay, so now you're just listening to those two guys coming in from here. So if I mute those, you'll see nothing's coming out. This I've successfully recorded in to my DAW the kick drum and a pass of me doing a bunch of stuff for about 53, 54 bars, something like that. All right, let's get some of the rest of the parts in there. All right, so let me just mute these, and I'll just bring the kick drum in, the other one, and let's get that other part in there. So that's that. So let me get another, and let's get this to record from 3 and 4. Okay, so I'm gonna get that and just start whenever I'm ready, I guess. Here we go. So I'm gonna let it record for a little bit, so I got, a good amount of the main idea here, because that's the main idea. But then I'm gonna, of course, try to tweak it. And remember, if I ruin it while I'm tweaking it, it's no problem, because I can edit it. It's no big deal. So it's about time that I can start the tweaking. So here I go. That was weird, but I'm going back. Let's try with this knob here. How about this knob? Hard to know what's going to pick up. Actually brought up the delay, I think. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, that's cool. Now I got a nice kind of muted kind of feeling with it. And this serves me a good purpose, because it's a nice pass, and I can use this to kind of jam a little later when I start recording other parts, like hi-hats and so on. You'll see what I mean. Let's try what this one does. And I got about the same amount so far as the green one, so I'm about to shut it down. So I've got that one. So let's get some acid in there, no? So let's grab these two parts. Let him play in there. And let's start some acid. Actually, I'm going to make him stop playing from here, and I'm going to turn him on in here. And I'm going to try to record with them. I'm going to record with them my acid. Just those passes are now, they're kind of me playing before. You know, I was playing with them. But now I'm going to record my bass line here. So I got to set my 303 to pick up there. I'm going to lower these guys here. I'm going to focus on my 303 more. I'll probably do a longer take with this 303 just because this is an acid track, right? It's acid house. So I'm going to really get a lot of acid in there, and eventually I might even get a second acid line going. So I'm just gonna hit record. Just let it get its kind of like the main idea first before I start to tweak it. So I'm gonna raise the cutoff. With acid, sometimes I like to use two hands because you can. So I'm gonna keep an eye on the meter, so make sure it doesn't clip. And I see that movement, that bass line sort of do its thing. That's the acid. So I'm working two knobs, and it allows me to do different combinations. I'm actually going between these four knobs, and I could stay here forever, and I probably will for a little bit. Okay, getting a little bit out there. You see how all that stuff I did before is kind of playing along with it, and it's kind of just feeling like a track. Just kind of jamming with myself right now. Yeah, let it rip now. See, that's what this 18 dB per octave filter can do. Just gives you this screaming sort of ripping sound without actually ever hurting your ears. Back to where we started, sort of. Remember, I always like to end these passes right where I started. And you're wondering, I also look at the waveform as it's forming, and I want it to kind of just end up looking a little bit like where I started. So that waveform right now, as I'm recording, is looking a lot like what I started with. So I think I'm good, and I'm just gonna take that part, use it. Now I'm gonna mute that, and I'm gonna just play that back, see how that sounds. This is the recording already. Lower some of these parts, get a little mix going here. Yeah, John says I should lay another acid line on top of that. That was the idea, John. I wanted to get a basic kind of bass line type of 303 part, and then maybe a more squelchier kind of, radical one that's doing a little bit something wilder on top of it. Should we do that now? I've written a few lines on here. Let's see what might work. So I'm gonna switch and play my 303 with my 303. Let's try this one. So, you know, I wrote a bunch of parts before I did this stream because I didn't want to be sitting here just writing boring parts. I wanted to just kind of get right through it. So I'm just gonna. It's kind of cool. That doesn't really fit. I think I like maybe this one. No, this one. That one's out of key. I mean, that'll work. I'll just keep it squelchier. Maybe I'll switch the waveform. Just switch the waveform. Okay, so just to remind you what this is doing, that's the old one, and this is the other one on top of it. Yeah, that Gabriel says using an ABL2 plugin for Acid. I've used it a lot. That's a pretty good plugin. So I'm gonna record this and see what we can do with this. Let's see what we can make happen with this. So let me show you some of the benefits of this thing, though. This thing has like these functions where you could like mutate a pattern you have now. So you see that line right there? I'm going to mutate it. And just keep on hitting mutate until you hit something you like. Or you could do something crazy. Let's see. Oh, I like that. Hold on. Nice little bends in there. You want bends in the 303. So I'm gonna record that. I already feel that. So I'm gonna get another track going. Set up the channel for recording. And I wanna hold on a second here. I'm gonna make sure that this other one isn't interfering. I'm just gonna bring it down so I can bring it in with filtering. And here we go. So I'm recording already. And I'm going to start bringing it in. Again, I want to use two hands maybe. Maybe it's a better deal than one hand. Blob DJ says, hey Abe, just got the TB-3 a couple of days ago. Should be a lot of fun, the TB-3. I wanted to kind of end where I started. So I could chop it up however I want, or I could use it as just one pass if I wanted to. So I'll just end you right there. So now I got the 303s. I could mute my 303 for now. I could just let these guys play. Here's the new one together with these guys. Here we go. All right, let's get some. So we got that. Oh, we got this other part from the circuit. Let's get that one in there. Again, we gotta keep these tight. So with the naming. So that's my kick drum. Wait, what is this? Is that my kick drum? No. Oh yeah, we did record that other part. Good. So see, that's why you need to be always organizing yourself. So I see C for circuit, lead. Let's just call that lead for now. And then this one, and I'll just call that low 303. And I'll call this one high 303. Okay, got those parts in there now. Looking good, feeling good. I could even take out the kick drum from the actual 909 and throw in the kick drum that I recorded in here. That's right. What you're hearing right now is just the mix by itself. That's just what we recorded so far. I mean, it sounds all great, especially since I haven't even started processing all this stuff yet. So let me do this. I'm getting a little bit of clipping here on the master. I'm just going to lower all the stuff together. Get louder here for you guys. Okay, so what do we have? Okay, we have hi-hats and we have all sorts of other percussion parts. So let's get those in there. Let's start with hi-hats. I'll do hi-hats first. And let me set this up. So I need to have another track and record from 3 and 4. And on 3 and 4, I'm going to put these guys over here, which should be the hi-hats. And we'll route them right through to the right place. Now they're a little panned left and right because I'm using the left and right outputs out of the 909, and inside the 909 you get a kind of a panning for hi-hats and rides and things like that. They're a little bit, kind of spread out. So I'm going to keep the 909 sort of spreading. The closed one is to the right and the open one is to the left. But anyway, I'm going to start with them both closed, and then I'm going to just start recording and just start fooling around with them to get different variations on them. So a way to get like a drum machine to give you some very lively parts is just to kind of play with them as you record them. So watch what happens. So watch, if I have just the closed and just play a little with that, it just gives you a little more of an organic feeling. See what I did with the open now? Watch. So now that I have these basic things recorded in there, I can just chop up these patterns and do whatever I want with them. It'll be a lot of fun. But now that they're there, I can maybe take the opportunity. I can program these in real time. So let's program a couple more closed hats in there. Let's just throw a couple more here and there. Maybe remove a couple. and change the pattern. So let's do the open hat. And all this stuff is going to sound fantastic when I bring it back to trying to use it, because I could chop it up. I could come up with all different sort of patterns based off of this, just the variations that I'm creating by moving these knobs. Or I could just keep them and keep that pass as it is. Watch, I'm going to stop playing it now. Start where I end where I started again, sort of. And then now now they're phasing because they're both playing, so I'm just gonna take these out. And I don't need to hear them anymore. So that's my hi-hat part. I'm gonna remember to rename always hats. That'll be good enough for renaming. Let me take a small break. I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to go beyond 2 o'clock. So if you guys have somewhere to go, sorry, but you can watch the rest of the video later. I want to record all my parts in today, so I'm just going to keep on going as long as I have to. Just letting you know, you're watching 343 TV. We're here Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and at 1 o'clock, and we're here to just show you all the stuff that we do, putting it all out there so you guys see what and showing you guys how to do it. If you like what you see, please, first of all, could you give me a like? Second of all, somebody gave me a dislike, which is cool. Could you subscribe to our channel, because we're trying to build up. Let's see how many subscribers we have so far. We have we went over 10K. Great. We're trying to go for 100K again. In season 3, we're trying to reach 100K. I'm just being hopeful. Please and share it if you have if you know somebody that likes this material, share it with somebody. So please subscribe to our channel, and if you can, please give me a like on here so that I feel good about what I'm doing. Anyway, tomorrow we have John's show. John has a Techno Saturday show with Heidi Severtooth tomorrow. John will be giving away the giveaway for the week. We have a free Pro Sessions class that you can get for yourself. And I guess you can use it whenever you like. So you could wait for the Pro Session that you'd want to attend. And so tune in tomorrow for John's show for that. All right, let's see if there's anything in the chat. John says, John's talking to William Mind Readers about something. Who left a dislike? It's okay. I don't mind. It's fun. At least I know that I'm getting to you somehow. So Jacob said that. Who left a dislike? All right, I'm going to keep on going. So let's keep. John says, I've heard tell that Bitwig has better MIDI timing and sync than live. Haven't tested it for myself yet. Yes, it does. I can tell you that. I am a big Bitwig proponent. I use Ableton a lot. I feel very comfortable with Ableton because I've been teaching Ableton very long, but I'm also very into Bitwig. I am a certified trainer in Bitwig, so I can tell you for sure that a lot of the things that like that are better. Like syncing, definitely. Okay, let's get in there and let's continue this. So we have the bass drum, we have the chords, we have the lead part, that sort of bassy lead. We have a low 303, we have a high 303, we have hats, and I'm going to record the rest of the drums. And maybe I'll do variations while I'm recording them. So, whoa, what we have here. Okay, took a little while to catch up, but it caught up. So I'm going to lower the hats a little bit. And where's my kick drum? Bring that up a little bit. And now I'm going to find some other parts here. So what do we have? What about that clap? Yeah, we need that clap. quite hot right now. Let me see what I'm actually monitoring right now. Oh, because I got to switch this to 3 and 4. And the 909. There we go. It's a little hot still, so I'll just get that high, that clap. So once again, just gonna that's what we want to record. That's a beautiful clap. That's really a beautiful clap. Matter of fact, all right, I just left it out there, so if anybody wants to just sample it, they can. Okay, so I'm gonna get that clap in there. So I don't have to record much of this because we got it. So I'm gonna create other parts here. First, let me just rename this to clap. I should actually name these before I start. Before I actually start recording them, because then the clips will take on the names the same way. So, but okay, live and learn. So here we go. Next one. I'm just gonna hit record and just do some variations. So in here, since I have it in step mode, I can pick the instrument that I want. So where's my clap? Snare, high tom, rim shot, clap. There's the clap. And it's just set on the 5 and the 13, or of the 16th note of the bar. So let's get some different variations here. Let's do that. And that could be, you know, for a fill. Maybe I'll do them right on top of the whole thing. For that sort of kind of emphasizing the point part that a clap could be. And I've got all that now. And I could also even take it and then move it around within the clip and do whatever I want with it. So I got that clap in there. And so 2 sets is here, and 2 sets says they're too late. Oh, they're so late. Yeah. But hey, you could watch it again. I'm going to hang out for a little bit anyway. So that's my clap. That's my variation. And that's my normal. I like to recolor things when I, know they're a little different, just to kind of, to know that I'm dealing with something different. It's good to keep yourself kind of organized like that. All right, so let's keep going. We have some more parts here. Let's get that next one. That's a little loud now. Leave that in there and set this up on 3 and 4, and we'll do. What haven't we done yet? Let's see. We did hi-hat. Oh, let's do the ride. Ride is really good. So this time I'm going to rename it before to the ride, and that way when I make a clip, the clip will actually have that have it in it. So let's see. Get that ride. I'm going to play with that too, but I'm going to find where I like it. I'm right up the middle, sort of. But I'm gonna get a simple one first. And then I'm gonna get another one where I'll change it. Maybe I'll do something like that. And then maybe I'll change the instrument. Where's the right here? I'll just add some programming at random. And I'll play with the ride. And who knows how I'm going to use that. Okay, that's too loud. I think that's enough. And I'll just leave that be. And I'll just keep that first one going. And I could actually take this one out now. Okay, a couple more parts and then we'll be done. Let's have a look at the chat though for a second. Let's see what's going on. William Mindreader says, love Alchemy Space Designer, Delay Designer. Sometimes I use the different DAWs for their stock plugins as well. Good to know. Nice Groove says, Tuseth, yeah, thank you. Thank you too. Let's see what else is going on. Powell K2 clapping for something. Other people are saying it's groovy. Like, let's see. John H. Kingston III got Bitwig 8-track for the free through Loop Cloud. So very cool. Yeah, it's very cool. It's I mean, probably a little bit later in the season I'll start and finish a track, and maybe the next one I'll start and finish a track on Bitwig. I don't have to use Ableton every time. Okay, let's keep moving. Let's keep moving because time is running, and well, there's no rush. I have nowhere to be. So I got all these parts. Let me get what I haven't gotten. So I got the ride, I got the hi-hat, I got a clap. Oh, rim shot. Rim shots are nice. So let's get a couple of rim shot takes. Maybe not too much here, but they're nice to play with. So let me just throw that in there. Quickly rename it to rim and set it up for recording. And let's see what we got. Oh, not gonna play it from there. Gotta play it. I like the way it does this kind of staggery catch up. Anyway, so there's my rim. I don't know if you could hear it. I'll make it a little louder so you could hear it. That's not bad. I'll record that and then I'll change it around. And that'll be for now, but then now I'm just gonna take my time and change it to whatever I want. So rim shot. Maybe something for a fill. Maybe down here. Maybe up here. All of these could become patterns that I could single out, you know, 1 bar, half bar patterns. Oh, it's a little hot. Should have been recording not so hot. I hope I didn't. No, that one was fine. So I'll just play with this here. I think the accent was on some of those notes, and that made it be really loud. Once again, I'm just kind of goofing around here. And eventually I'm just gonna, you know, curate it and see what I end up with. But that's good. I got the rim. I'm not gonna spend too much time on that. I'm gonna go to the next part. Where's my ride? I'm gonna take that out. Where's my hi-hat? I want to hear hi-hats. I need that circuit to come up a little bit. Remember, I haven't even processed any of these parts, so I think I'm dropping the stream. Hopefully, we pick it right back up where we left off. There was a little problem, a little hiccup. I don't know if it was my computer CPU or my internet connection or restream, but I think we're back now, and I think I hope it picked up from where it left off. Okay, I just want to get some snares in before we're done for the day, so I want to hear these snares. Play them in. Snare without rim shot. There we go. We'll record these again. I'll change them give them a more organic feeling. And now that I've got that, I'm going to do some craziness with it. I'm going to do it filled up. Oh, wrong part. Hold on. Go to the snare. I'm just going to fill it up. Do a snare roll. There's accents on certain notes, so that's nice. Throw it in there. I can lower this now. And get me one more part. Thank you everybody for bearing with me. I see some people are leaving now. You know, it's way past the time. But thank you for bearing with me on this. But I just wanted to make sure we got enough material so that next time we go at this, that's a snare. Here's a tom. So just record toms. I got that low tom. Now there's a mid tom. And there's a high tom. Maybe I didn't program them in. I'm going to start programming them live. So I'm just going to... I could do this tap mode where I can just play them in. And then clear them. Okay, that's turning into a little bit of a disaster. But again, a loop here and there might just satisfy me. Oh, and then we got this guy. Great. So we got everything that I wanted to get recorded in there. We just want to take the time, just rename this one more time. What was the last thing? Tom, right? Tom. Okay. So we got everything. And now I'm not going to keep going. I'm going to kind of shut it down for today. But I'm going to save this. Let's call this Acid House or something. And I'm going to work on it a little bit during the week before the next show. And I'm going to organize it and I'm going to make it so that I can show you exactly how I did it and what I did, so that you could see where, how I got from point A to point B. I did that in the last time I did this, which was the end of last season, and it worked out well that I was able to do this because it saves time. If I had to start to do all the tedious sort of little bits of organizing while we're on the show, it can be boring, I think. But I'll get some good stuff done. I'll call this 303 909. Oh yeah, Acid House. It saves a lot of time to be able to do that, to just work it out in a really cool way and then just present to you what I did during the week. But anyway, so my name is Abe Duque. I am an artist, producer. I also teach production, mixing, and mastering at 343 Labs. We are a school. Please come and join us. Please come take a class. Have a look at our website. We have all sorts of classes. We have full-on classes that go for 12 sessions. We also have classes that like the pro sessions, which are just for a weekend or something like that. From time to time, we do workshops. These are things that that you can check out and pretty much help us out with by taking a class, because this is how we pay the bills here. If you like what you see here, then you'll love what you see in the class. Trust me. We get more in depth and we have more time to kind of like, and we can talk to you personally and spoon feed you the material. So remember, we are 340 TV. Tomorrow, don't forget to tune in to John Selway's show. He's going to have Heidi Sabertooth on. Then he's going to give away the prize for the week, which is a free master class, which is, we call it the Pro Sessions, which you can then take and use whenever you like. So with that said, thank you, everybody. Thank you, John H. Kingston III, Powell. I see you you guys are here in the beginning, and you guys were here till the end. Million Mind Readers, Daniel is here. Tootheth is here. All sorts of people are here. And I'm very happy to see you. Please come back next week. If you like what you see, give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because we want to keep this going. We want to grow this to make our community a better place. All right. Take care. And I will see you, I guess, next week.